When you think small, you do small. And that exactly reflects how other people will see you. So, self-esteem is not a conversation of intellectualism. It is a conversation of individual salvation. What do I mean? I mean, when you start seeing yourself as a significant person, then the world will also see you as a significant person. Because we have lived in a world that has continuously told us lies every day. It has told you lies every day. And you know some of these lies that you have now believed. They tell you you're weak. They tell you you're not strong. So if they are to associate a strong word with you, they have to make it sound negative. They tell you you're not competent. They tell you you're not the one who deserves this opportunity. Self-esteem has a lot of effects. But today, let me tell you my own story. Years ago, I battled with low self-esteem. Yes, and it has cost me a lot. Low self-esteem is very expensive because you will always be in a continuous hunt to become who you're not. So, for example, if you're tall, you want to be short. If you're light-skinned, you want to be dark-skinned. If you're talkative, you want to be silent. So low self-esteem makes you to continuously hunger for the things that you don't have. That means you will never come in a place to appreciate yourself or appreciate who you are. All right? It is so sad that there are even people listening to me right now who you have never even taken a time to just sit down and appreciate yourself or appreciate how God made you. Yeah? So when we talk about self-love is a whole big topic, but how many times do you sit down, look at yourself, even in the mirror, and appreciate how God has just created you? Okay? Because for some of you, you see the skin tone you don't have, that's the one you want. It's a sign of low self-esteem. Or probably the nationality you don't have, that's the one you want. If you cannot appreciate what is exactly on your hand, it's an effect of low self-esteem. So that means you will continuously live in ingratitude. You will never be thankful. It will be difficult for you to even appreciate yourself or even appreciate others. Yeah? That's why a simple example is even how you treat yourself. Let me see your clothes. Let me tell you something. When you have low self-esteem, you'll not even get time to change your wardrobe, upgrade your things. Or when you see something good, you don't want the good thing. You actually want something lower because you feel safe with something that is cheap. It's very costly and you don't actually need to struggle with it all your life. If you know you have been struggling with it, this podcast comes more like a point of entry or like a point of light to help you come out of that tunnel. So when I was battling with low self-esteem, I did not know my place in life. I honestly didn't know. And let me tell you the truth, if God had not helped me, if I didn't go for professional help, by now, I don't think I would be recording this podcast, because that means that at some point I would be feeling like I'm not competent or I don't actually need to come out and use my voice to talk to you. All right. So I believe there might be somebody who's watching me now. You might be watching me and you've always had an idea in your heart. You want to start a podcast. You want to start an NGO. You want to start a small program, but you always feel like you're not competent. Now, let me tell you something. That is not who you are. That is simply the sound of a battle that you're fighting inside of you. When I was battling with low self-esteem, if you even told me that I was smart, I would doubt you. If you told me, for example, I was beautiful, I would doubt you, because it made me it makes you to be so ungrateful, and it made me to be ungrateful to myself. But today, since I got back my self-esteem, let me tell you something. I believe myself, I'm one of the best things that God created. I can sit in the mirror and appreciate God for who He made me. And this is the level that each and every one of you needs to reach. You need to appreciate yourself, even with that big nose, with that skin tone, with that hair. Come on, that's how God made you. And once you become comfortable with that, then you can be full of gratitude each and every time. All right. So another thing that I will never forget, I believe at some point in my life, I was left between what was I really supposed to do with my life. Now, as a human being, there is a point in life whereby you'll ask yourself the existential question. That is the question of, what am I doing on earth? What am I even supposed to do? What is my purpose? Now, I have the good news to tell you that everybody on this earth was born with a purpose. Yes. Dead or alive, everybody on this earth, like God designed us to have purpose. He brought you for purpose. And let me tell you, the good news is that nobody on this earth can fulfill your purpose the way you will fulfill it. That means your purpose can be similar. Maybe both of us can start a podcast, but the things I will talk will be different from the things you will talk. That means I am serving my purpose and you are serving your purpose. All right. But what happens is that, you see, much as Purpose is so beautiful. Purpose is so much full of values. You can actually miss to fulfill your own purpose. Not because you're not competent, not because you don't have the equipment, but simply because you don't feel the significance of you being a vessel to talk about your purpose. So I remember at a point in my life when I almost gave up on a very, very beautiful project. I was a bit younger, so we had a project that they needed girls to go out and travel somewhere and do an amazing project. So I was in that room. I knew I had the competence, but I just could not raise up my hands. I could not answer the questions. I saw some other people who were with me in the same room doing it wonderfully. They were answering, they were saying it. Yet deep down, I knew I was the right person. Until one day when I decided to just be courageous, I decided to do it afraid. Let me tell you, self-esteem can make you miss opportunities. It can make you see a link online to apply for an opportunity and you will just overlook it. Yeah. So to you think maybe I will just do it next time. No, it's not next time. It's because you feel you're not worthy. All right. So the contrary is true. When your self-esteem is intact, you will always grab opportunities. When it is the right time, you will speak. When it is the right time, you will ask questions. That is how powerful self-esteem can be on you. All right? How about we talk about the same effects on children today? I remember last year, I had the opportunity to train children, public speaking and confidence. It was a very painful journey, I should tell you, because you could see how children who were broken as young as the age of 6, the age of 8, the age of 10, but they were already broken. So my question is, who broke those children? You tell a child you're smart and they tell you, no, I don't think so. A very young child. All right. So we are raising a generation of broken people every day. And that does not need to continue. That means somebody needs to rise. And you are that person that I'm talking about. You need to start a new pattern. You need to be very intentional about every young person that is around you. Okay? If you can lose your self-esteem, or if we can have a child that has lost their self-esteem by the age of 10, tell me what they will be when they get to 20. It will be a definite sad story. So self-esteem is robbing lives every day. Self-esteem is robbing destinies every day. Probably a child that got destined to be the next president. Imagine that child currently in a family whereby they talk down on him or her. Do you think that child will become who God made him or her to be? No. All right? So we should be very intentional. These are sensitive things, but they are the fundamental things of life. If you can get self-esteem right, you can get purpose right, because they work hand in hand. As for myself, there was a point I had to actually start with getting my self-esteem right before I registered for any program, before I started an organization, before I even wrote my book. Yes, because let me tell you something. How sure are you? Or where do you get the confidence to even write a book if your self-esteem is not right? You see? So that means that when you fix your self-esteem, that is the first foundation for you to see yourself like a solution. Let me tell you something. If you don't see yourself as a podcaster, you will not start a podcast. If you don't see yourself as a leader to change your country, to change South Sudan, to change Kenya, to change Nigeria, you will not change anything. Okay? If you don't see yourself as a voice of impact and influence, you will not influence anybody. That means you will simply be dreaming. You'll be living in illusions. So the world is more real. And that means you need to overcome real challenges that you're personally battling with. All right? My personal story is a story of hope. Is a story that once you experience or once you grow up with low self-esteem, you can overcome it. And that's why I'm using my voice today to remind you that you don't need to miss purpose. Africa needs you. South Sudan needs you. Kenya needs you. Nigeria needs you. Okay? You are a child of God. You are born with purpose. And we are very excited to see what the Lord will actually do through you. So finally, last but not least, let's look at how our countries are actually being affected by this low self-esteem. So the first thing I want you to know is that once you have low self-esteem, even if you have a solution that can fix your community, you will not execute it. That means, for example, I don't know if any of you watched the movie of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. It's a very amazing Malawian movie of resilience, of a young boy who was born in a village. So in that village, they had something to do with drought. They didn't have enough water and they were farmers. Yeah. So the village did not have water. That means there is increase in food prices and there is decrease in food production. Now, there came a point when that boy he had an innovation in his mind that could help them generate water from down to water the other plantations. But then what happened when he shared this idea with his father was the first person to rebuke him. His father told him, "Can you please stop that one? I don't want to hear about it." So what did he do? He wanted a battery, and his father had a bicycle. You know the bicycles for long ago? It had batteries. So he wanted that battery to power the windmill that he's trying to make in order to generate water. So his father said no to him. He left and he was crying. I just wanted to imagine what that did to that child with the idea that he had. Okay, moving on. He was still battling. He went ahead. He found a group of friends. Nobody believed in him. He went back to school. They chased him from school because of school fees. You know, also the aspect, in fact, if you know you have ever experienced being chased out of school because of school fees, you know what that can do to you. It can break something inside of you. That boy went through that. And after all these struggles, people finally believed in him when it was too late. There was no water. He went ahead, collected his gadgets together and did that machine that brought water to the whole village. Everybody celebrated him. What am I trying to say? You can be a solution to your family. You can be a solution to your country. You can be a solution to Africa. You can be a solution to the world. But when you have low self-esteem, you will not execute these ideas. You will not even see yourself like the solution that you are. All right? That means even when other people are trying, you will not try. When other people are learning, you will not learn. That means when they are asking for leaders, you will not even step up because you don't believe you're one. So usually when we look at Africa, myself, I'm a Pan-Africanist. Africa is not lacking leaders. Africa is lacking competent leaders. Africa is lacking healed leaders. Africa is lacking leaders who have a positive self-esteem. Yeah. When you become a leader and you have a positive self-esteem, you become confident in bringing ideas to people. You become confident in teaching people the way, and you become confident in empowering people. All right. So self-esteem is a very costly aspect of your life, and you don't need to ignore it because it can make you lose a lot of things, and you don't definitely need to do that, and you don't need to lose all these things in your life. So today I'm just giving you a reminder that you are not weak. You are not incompetent. You are strong. You're beautiful. You're wonderfully made. You are born for purpose. Your country needs you. Africa needs you, and the world needs you. All right? There is a superstar inside of you that you should release. Okay, you need to part ways with the weaker version of you, and you need to believe once again that you matter, you count, and the world is waiting for you. As for me, I'll be bringing this voice of hope to you because I know what I overcame, and I believe you too, you can overcome. This is the end of our episode. So if you know you enjoyed watching this, don't forget to like, share the content with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can keep updated and be part of this amazing community. God bless you.